My name's Jack and I'm a 42-year-old engineer working at a bustling tech company in a city that never seems to sleep. The city is alive with energy, filled with vibrant nightlife and endless opportunities. Skyscrapers reach for the sky and the streets buzz with people from all walks of life. It's a place where dreams are built and broken daily. Amidst this chaos, my life at home is a stark contrast. I'm married to Rachel, a 36-year-old who works as a marketing manager for a fashion brand. Rachel and I have been together for 10 years. Our marriage has had its ups and downs, but we've always managed to find our way back to each other. We've settled into a comfortable routine, enjoying quiet dinners at home and occasional outings to our favorite spots in the city. Rachel's beauty and charm have always captivated me, and even after a decade together, I still find myself falling for her smile. Our home is a cozy apartment on the 15th floor of a high-rise. It's our little sanctuary away from the bustling city below. We've decorated it with pieces from our travels, each item holding a story and a memory. Rachel has a knack for interior design, and our home is a reflection of her taste and creativity. There are framed photographs of us on the walls, capturing moments of happiness from vacations, family gatherings, and quiet evenings at home. Our social circle is small, but close-knit. My best friend Mike and his wife Linda are an integral part of our lives. Mike and I have known each other since college. He's more like a brother to me than a friend. We share a bond that has been forged through years of shared experiences, both good and bad. Mike's a 44-year-old architect, and like me, he's dedicated to his work but always finds time for his family and friends. Linda is 38 and works as a nurse at a local hospital. She's kind, compassionate, and has a great sense of humor. The four of us often spend weekends together, whether it's having dinner at one of our favorite restaurants, going on double dates, or simply hanging out at each other's homes. These moments of camaraderie and laughter are the highlights of our social lives. Despite the city's relentless pace, our lives have a rhythm of their own. We've found a balance between work, social commitments, and personal time. Rachel and I have always made it a point to support each other's careers and interests. She's been my rock through challenging times at work, and I've always encouraged her to pursue her passions. But lately, there's been a shift. A sense of unease has settled over me. Rachel seems distant, her laughter less frequent and her touch less tender. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's there. I tell myself it's just a phase, that every marriage has its ebbs and flows. Yet I can't shake the feeling that something is amiss. As I stand by the window, looking out at the city lights twinkling like stars, I take a deep breath and try to calm my racing thoughts. The city never sleeps, but tonight, I know I won't either. The sense of unease grows stronger with each passing day. Rachel has become very active in a local running club. What started as a simple hobby to stay fit has turned into an all-consuming passion. She's out almost every evening, claiming she's going for a run or attending social events with her club members. At first, I was supportive, thinking it was good for her to have an outlet. But now, it's starting to feel like she's using it as an excuse to stay away from home. Rachel often comes back late, sometimes smelling of alcohol. When I ask about it, she gives vague explanations about post-run gatherings and socializing with her running mates. The Rachel I knew would never have stayed out so late without at least letting me know where she was. It's as if she's slipping away from me, one evening at a time. One night, as she comes through the door, I can't help but notice the distant look in her eyes. She's there, but not really present. I ask her how the run was, and she just nods, mumbling something about it being tiring. I want to reach out and hold her, to ask her what's really going on, but the words get stuck in my throat. Over the next few weeks, the distance between us grows wider. Our conversations become shorter and less meaningful. We used to talk about everything, our dreams, our worries, even the little things that happened during the day. Now, it feels like we're just going through the motions. She's either too tired to talk or preoccupied with her phone, texting someone or scrolling through social media. One evening, I decide to surprise her by preparing her favorite dinner. I hope it will be a chance for us to reconnect. But when she walks in, she barely glances at the table set with candles and her favorite dishes. She gives me a tired smile and says she's not hungry. My heart sinks. The effort feels wasted, and the chasm between us feels more pronounced than ever. My suspicions start to grow. I try to tell myself I'm just being paranoid, that I'm reading too much into things, but the signs are there, and they're becoming harder to ignore. She's always texting someone, her phone is always by her side, and she's become secretive about her activities. One night, I catch a glimpse of a message on her screen before she quickly locks it. My heart skips a beat when I see the name Mike. It can't be him, I think to myself. Mike is my best friend, someone I trust implicitly. But the nagging doubts won't go away. I decide I need to find out what's really going on. The next time Rachel says she's going to a running club event, I make up my mind to follow her. I need to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. That evening, as Rachel gets ready to leave, I watch her closely. She's putting in more effort than usual, wearing makeup and a nice outfit. She kisses me on the cheek, says she'll be back late, and heads out the door. My heart pounds as I grab my jacket and follow her discreetly, determined to uncover whatever secret she's hiding. That evening, I decide to surprise Rachel by showing up at one of her running club's social events. It's a crisp, clear night, and the city is alive with activity. I remember the location she mentioned earlier and make my way there. As I arrive, I look around, expecting to see familiar faces from her club. But to my surprise, the place is deserted. Confusion sets in. I double-check the address and the time. Everything matches. I ask a passerby if there was an event here earlier, and they tell me the event was canceled last minute. My mind starts racing. If the event was canceled, where could Rachel be? I stand there for a few moments, feeling the chill of the evening air seep into my bones. My thoughts are a whirlwind. I try calling Rachel, but it goes straight to voicemail. My heart pounds as a gnawing sense of dread settles in. Where is she? And why didn't she tell me the event was canceled? I decide to drive around the area, hoping to spot her car or catch a glimpse of her. The city streets are busy, filled with people going about their lives, unaware of the turmoil brewing inside me. I feel like I'm searching for a needle in a haystack, but I can't shake the feeling that I need to keep looking. As I drive, my mind replays the events of the past few weeks. The late nights, the vague excuses, the smell of alcohol. It all feels like pieces of a puzzle slowly coming together. But I can't see the full picture yet. I turn down street after street, my eyes scanning the sidewalks and parking lots, hoping for a sign. Just when I'm about to give up and head home, I spot her car parked outside a small upscale restaurant in a different neighborhood. Relief floods through me, mixed with a renewed sense of suspicion. I pull over and watch from a distance, my heart pounding in my chest. Through the restaurant's large windows, I see Rachel sitting at a table, laughing and talking with someone. My breath catches in my throat when I realize it's Mike. They're sitting close, their heads tilted toward each other in a way that seems far too intimate for just friends. My mind reels with disbelief and anger. Why would she lie about being at a running club event to meet Mike? I watch them for what feels like an eternity, my emotions swinging wildly between rage and heartbreak. They seem so comfortable together, sharing smiles and touching hands across the table. It feels like a punch to the gut. This is the woman I've loved for 10 years, the woman I thought I knew inside and out. Seeing her with my best friend in such a way is almost too much to bear. I decide to wait until they leave, needing to know how deep this betrayal goes. When they finally get up, I follow them discreetly, keeping a safe distance. They walk down the street, oblivious to my presence, and stop in front of a nearby hotel. My heart sinks as I watch them enter the lobby and approach the front desk. It's clear what's happening. They check into a room together, and I feel a wave of nausea wash over me. This is the confirmation I dreaded but needed. The woman I love, the woman I trusted, is having an affair with my best friend. My hands tremble as I sit in my car, trying to process what I've just witnessed. The betrayal cuts deep, leaving me reeling. I know I can't stay here, can't continue watching. I need to confront them, to get answers, even if it tears my world apart. I take a deep breath, gather my courage, and make my way into the hotel lobby. My heart pounds in my ears as I approach the front desk and demand to know which room they are in. The receptionist hesitates but eventually gives in to my desperate demeanor. Armed with the room number, I make my way down the hallway, each step heavy with a mix of rage and devastation. When I reached the door, I hesitated for a moment, raising my fist to knock. But I didn't because I was afraid of what I might see there and went back to the house. The following evening, I decide to take my investigation a step further. Rachel has announced she's heading out for another running club event. This time I follow her from the moment she leaves the house. My heart pounds with anticipation and dread as I trail her car through the busy city streets. She drives to a neighborhood I don't recognize, finally stopping at a small, upscale restaurant. The place is tucked away, far from our usual haunts. I park my car a safe distance away and watch as she enters. My mind races with possibilities. Maybe she's meeting a friend. Maybe there's an innocent explanation. But deep down, I already know what I'm going to see. From a discreet spot across the street, I peer through the restaurant's large windows. It doesn't take long to spot Rachel. She's sitting at a corner table, and to my dismay, she's not alone. Mike, my best friend, is with her. They're laughing, talking, and looking far too comfortable with each other. A sense of betrayal hits me like a tidal wave. How could they do this to me? To us? I feel a mix of anger and heartbreak, watching them share a bottle of wine, their hands occasionally brushing across the table. They seem oblivious to the world around them, completely engrossed in each other. I can't take my eyes off them. Every smile, every touch feels like a stab to the heart. I want to burst in there and confront them, demand to know why they're doing this. But I force myself to stay calm and gather more evidence. I need to be sure, even though every fiber of my being is screaming that this is wrong. After what feels like an eternity, they finally get up to leave. I slip back into my car and follow them as they drive through the city. They pull into the parking lot of a nearby hotel, and my heart sinks further. This is no innocent dinner. This is something far more sinister. From a distance, I watch as they check into a room together. My worst fears are confirmed. The betrayal is real, and it's happening right before my eyes. I sit in my car, feeling a mix of rage, sorrow, and disbelief. The woman I love, the man I trusted, have both stabbed me in the back. I know I have to confront them. I can't let this go on any longer. Gathering every ounce of courage, I step out of my car and make my way into the hotel lobby. The receptionist looks up as I approach, sensing my urgency. "Can I help you?" she asks, her tone polite but wary. "I need to know which room Rachel and Mike just checked into," I say, my voice shaking with anger. The receptionist hesitates, glancing at my agitated expression. "I'm sorry, sir, but I can't give out that information. Desperation takes over. Please, it's an emergency," I plead. "I just need to talk to them." She looks conflicted, but something in my eyes must convince her. She checks the register and gives me the room number, albeit reluctantly. I thank her and rush towards the elevator, my heart pounding louder with each step. When I reach their floor, I move swiftly down the hallway, stopping in front of their door. For a moment, I hesitate, my fist raised to knock. This is it. There's no turning back now. I need to face the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Taking a deep breath, I knock on the door, my anger and sorrow coiling tightly within me. The door opens, and there they are, caught in the act. Rachel's eyes widen in shock while Mike stumbles back, caught off guard. The room is filled with a heavy silence, the weight of their betrayal hanging in the air. "What the hell is going on?" I demand, my voice breaking the silence. "How could you do this to me?" "To us," Rachel stammers, trying to find the words, but there's nothing she can say to make this right. The confrontation is explosive. Shouts echo down the hallway as I call them out for their betrayal. Mike tries to defend himself, but I am beyond listening. In the chaos, hotel security intervenes, pulling us apart. But the damage is done. The truth is out, and there's no going back. As they escort me out of the hotel, I feel a mix of rage and heartbreak. My world has been shattered, and I'm left to pick up the pieces. The world feels surreal as I'm escorted out of the hotel. My mind is a whirlwind of emotions, rage, betrayal, heartbreak. I can't believe what I've just witnessed, but there's no denying the truth anymore. Rachel and Mike, the two people I trusted most, have betrayed me in the worst possible way. Determined to confront them properly, I wait outside the hotel, pacing back and forth as I gather my thoughts. I can't let them get away with this. I need answers, and I need them now. After what feels like an eternity, they emerge from the hotel, walking side by side. I step into their path, blocking their way. Rachel's face pales as she sees me, her eyes wide with fear and guilt. Mike looks equally shocked, his bravado crumbling under my intense gaze. "Jack," Please, let's talk about this, Rachel says, her voice trembling. Talk? I spit out, my anger boiling over. How long has this been going on? How long have you been lying to me? Rachel stammers, unable to meet my eyes. Mike tries to step in, but I cut him off. And you, I say, turning to Mike. My best friend. How could you do this to me? How could you betray our friendship like this? Mike opens his mouth to respond, but I don't give him the chance. You were supposed to have my back. Instead, you stab me in it. The confrontation escalates quickly. Voices are raised, accusations fly, and the pain in my chest grows unbearable. Rachel tries to explain, to justify her actions, but it's all just noise to me. Nothing she says can undo the betrayal. Hotel security appears again, trying to de-escalate the situation. They stand between us, hands raised, asking us to calm down. I take a step back, breathing heavily, my fists clenched at my sides. I want you both out of my life, I say, my voice low and steady. I don't want to see or hear from either of you ever again. Rachel looks like she's about to cry, but I turn away before the tears can fall. I can't bear to see her like this. I've already seen too much. I leave the hotel, my mind a fog of disbelief and pain. The drive home is a blur, my hands gripping the steering wheel tightly. When I finally walk through the door of our apartment, the familiar surroundings feel foreign and cold. I sit down on the couch, staring blankly at the wall, as the reality of what's happened sinks in. My phone buzzes with messages and missed calls, but I ignore them. I can't deal with anyone right now. All I can do is sit there, feeling the weight of betrayal pressing down on me. The next few days pass in a haze. I call in sick to work, unable to face the world. Rachel tries to reach out, leaving messages and sending texts, but I delete them all without reading. I need space. Time to think. Time to process everything. Eventually, I decide I need to do something, anything, to take control of the situation. I gather all the evidence of the affair: VDJ, the messages, the photos, the hotel receipt. It's painful to look at, but it strengthens my resolve. I contact a lawyer, determined to end this chapter of my life and start anew. I also make a decision about Mike. Our friendship is over, and I intend to make that clear. I send him a single message, short and to the point. We're done. Don't ever contact me again. The following week, I meet with my lawyer to discuss the divorce. The evidence of Rachel's infidelity will help ensure a fair division of assets, but it's not about the money. It's about making sure she understands the gravity of what she's done. As I walk out of the lawyer's office, I feel a sense of clarity. The pain is still there, raw and aching, but I have a plan. I'm not going to let this betrayal define me. I'm going to take control of my life, move forward, and find a way to heal. The road ahead is uncertain and filled with challenges, but for the first time in weeks, I feel a glimmer of hope. I will get through this. I will rebuild my life, and I will find happiness again, even if it feels impossible right now. In the aftermath of the explosive confrontation, my emotions swirl in a tumultuous storm. Anger, betrayal, and a sense of profound loss battle within me. But amidst the chaos, a sense of clarity emerges. I know what I have to do. I won't let them get away with this without consequences. I need to take a calculated approach to ensure justice is served, and that I can move forward with my life. The first step is to file for divorce. Armed with the evidence of Rachel's infidelity, I contact my lawyer and begin the process. It's a painful and daunting task, but I'm resolute. The betrayal has shattered our marriage beyond repair, and there's no turning back. I gather all the documentation: text messages, photos, the hotel receipt. Each piece of evidence is a dagger to the heart, but I know it's necessary. As the legal proceedings begin, I make another decision. Rachel and Mike's betrayal shouldn't stay hidden. I expose their affair to our friends and family, ensuring everyone knows the truth. It causes a scandal that ripples through our social circle, shaking the foundations of our once tight-knit group. The reactions are swift and varied: VDJ shock, anger, disbelief. But most importantly, it brings their actions into the light, stripping away any facade they might have tried to maintain. In the midst of this turmoil, I reach out to Linda. She's as devastated as I am, her world turned upside down by Mike's betrayal. We meet to talk, to console each other, and to find some semblance of understanding in this chaos. Our conversations are raw and honest, filled with shared pain and sorrow, but they also become a source of comfort and solace. Over time, Linda and I begin to spend more time together. What starts as mutual support slowly evolves into something deeper. We find strength in each other, helping one another navigate the treacherous waters of betrayal and healing. Our bond grows, rooted in shared experiences and an understanding that goes beyond words. Meanwhile, the divorce proceedings continue. With the evidence of Rachel's affair, I push for a fair share of our assets. It's a contentious battle, but I remain steadfast. Rachel's betrayal cannot go unpunished, and I'm determined to ensure that justice is served. The process is emotionally draining, but each step brings me closer to closure. As word spreads about Rachel and Mike's affair, the fallout is severe. Their reputations are tarnished, and their personal lives are in shambles. Friends and family distance themselves, leaving them to face the consequences of their actions. It's a small comfort, knowing that they're not escaping unscathed. In parallel, my relationship with Linda continues to deepen. We share moments of vulnerability, laughter, and hope. It's a complicated path, but one that feels right. We're both cautious, aware of the scars we carry, but we find joy in each other's company. Slowly, we begin to envision a future together, one built on trust and mutual respect. The day the divorce is finalized is bittersweet. It marks the end of a painful chapter, but also the beginning of a new one. I take a deep breath, feeling the weight lift off my shoulders. The journey has been long and arduous, but I'm ready to move forward. In the months that follow, Linda and I grow even closer. Our shared experiences and the healing process bring us together in ways we hadn't anticipated. We support each other through the difficult days and celebrate the small victories. Our bond strengthens, and we begin to talk about a future together, one filled with hope and possibility. Rachel, on the other hand, struggles to rebuild her life. The scandal has left her isolated, and she faces the daunting task of starting over. Mike, too, grapples with the fallout, losing both his wife and his best friend. Their actions have led them down a path of regret and loneliness. Through it all, I find a sense of resilience and strength I didn't know I had. The journey has taught me valuable lessons about trust, betrayal, and the power of moving forward. With Linda by my side, I embrace the future with renewed hope and determination. The road ahead is uncertain, but for the first time in a long while, I feel a sense of peace. I've weathered the storm, and I'm ready to rebuild my life on my own terms. With each step, I leave the pain of the past behind and look forward to a brighter, more fulfilling future. As time passes, the pain of betrayal slowly begins to fade. It's not that I forget, but the rawness dulls, replaced by a cautious optimism. My life starts to take on a new shape, one not defined by Rachel's betrayal but by my own resilience and the bonds I've forged through the ordeal. Linda and I grow closer with each passing day. What began as mutual support has blossomed into a deep, genuine relationship. We spend more time together, finding comfort in shared activities and simple pleasures. Whether it's cooking dinner, going for long walks, or just talking late into the night, our connection strengthens. There's a warmth and understanding between us that feels both new and reassuring. We decide to take things slowly, not rushing into anything but savoring each moment. There's a beauty in the way our relationship develops, naturally and without pressure. Our shared experiences of betrayal and healing create a bond that's profound and meaningful. Meanwhile, Rachel struggles with the fallout of her actions. The scandal has left her isolated, and she faces the challenge of rebuilding her life from scratch. She reaches out a few times, seeking reconciliation or at least closure, but I've made my peace. Our paths have diverged, and I'm focused on moving forward, not looking back. Mike, too, faces the consequences of his betrayal. He's lost not only his wife, but also the friendship we once shared. The realization of what he's done weighs heavily on him, and he finds himself navigating a lonely road. Linda and I eventually decide to share our lives more formally. We move in together, creating a new home filled with love, laughter, and understanding. It's a fresh start for both of us, a chance to build something beautiful from the ashes of our pasts. Our friends and family, who have been supportive throughout the ordeal, embrace our relationship. There's a sense of joy and approval from those who care about us, a collective sigh of relief that we've found happiness despite everything. The acceptance and encouragement from our loved ones reinforce our bond. We continue to grow as individuals and as a couple. We support each other's goals, celebrate each other's successes, and navigate life's challenges together. There's a mutual respect and admiration that underpins our relationship, making it strong and resilient. One sunny afternoon, as we sit on the porch of our new home, Linda turns to me with a smile. "I never thought I'd find happiness again," she says softly. "But here we are." I take her hand, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "We've come a long way," I reply, "and there's so much more to look forward to. Our journey hasn't been easy, but it has taught us the value of resilience, the importance of honesty, and the power of love. We've learned to trust again, to open our hearts despite the pain we've endured. Together, we face the future with hope and determination." As the years go by, Linda and I build a life filled with joy and fulfillment. We travel, explore new hobbies, and deepen our connection. We find solace in each other, creating a partnership that's both nurturing and inspiring. Rachel eventually finds her own path, though it's fraught with challenges. She works to rebuild her life, facing the repercussions of her actions. Our interactions are minimal, and while there's no animosity, there's also no desire to rekindle any form of relationship. We've both moved on in our own ways. Mike, too, grapples with his choices. He reaches out a few times, seeking forgiveness, but I've moved past the need for any closure from him. My focus is on the present and the future, not the mistakes of the past. Linda and I eventually marry, surrounded by friends and family who have supported us through thick and thin. Our wedding is a celebration of love, resilience, and new beginnings. As we exchange vows, I feel a profound sense of contentment and hope. Life continues, with its ups and downs, but through it all, Linda and I remain steadfast partners. We face challenges together, celebrate victories, and build a life that's rich with love and meaning. Our shared journey has brought us closer, creating a bond that's unbreakable. In the end, the story of betrayal and heartbreak transforms into one of healing and growth. It's a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure, to find light in the darkest of times. With Linda by my side, I face the future with confidence and joy, knowing that together, we can overcome anything. The scars of the past remain, but they are overshadowed by the beauty of our present and the promise of our future. As I look into Linda's eyes, I see a reflection of my own strength and resilience. Together, we've created something beautiful from the ruins, a life filled with hope, love, and endless possibilities.